Scoring for Lakeville South, number 10, Isabel Chilovec. Scoring for the Cougars, number 14, Sophia Coons. Scoring for Lakeville, number 23, Georgia Hamas.
So now I can't hear. I can barely hear myself. Here. Check, check. Now I can. I mean, a little bit. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check, check. 1, 2. All right. Then you can accept that airdrop. And that'll be for Joel Tornell. Joel Tornell. I don't know why it's called 50 North. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but that's for Joel.
Remington. In the midfield, a freshman, number 6, Addie Hayes. On defense, number 7, a junior, Grace Bizgins. Excuse me. Also on defense, number 10, Kaylee Nyberg. On the attack for the Cougars, a junior, number 11, Ella Mills. In the midfield, a senior captain, number 13, Katie Grubbs. Defending for the Cougars, a sophomore, number 14, Molly Olerts. On the attack, a senior, number 18, Christina Swartz. In the midfield, a senior captain, number 19, Tori Cheetah. On the defense, a junior, number 20, Addie Hamas. On the attack, a junior, number 22, Charlotte Fannin. And rounding out the starting lineup for head coach Joel Tornell is number 26 in the goal, a junior, Katie Bell. Now put your hands together for your Northfield Raiders. Starting for the Raiders, in the midfield, a junior, number 4, Lola McCarty. Also in the midfield, a junior, number 5, Abby Castle. On the attack, a junior, number 8, Claire Holman. In the midfield, a junior, number 13, Jaden Dunlap. Also in the midfield, a sophomore, number 14, Osiris Perez Durantes. In the midfield, a junior captain, number 20, Kelly O'Mara. Defending for the Raiders, a senior, number 30, Larissa Dominguez. On the attack, a freshman, number 38, Gwen Tapper. In goal for our Raiders, a junior, number 40, Wendy Asensio Bravo. On the attack, a junior, number 10, Meryl Harmelink. On defense, number 31, a junior, Olivia Vogt. Rounding out the starting lineup for head coach Lexi Halverson is number 28, Nevaeh Pennock. Now let's remove our caps for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, we are ready to go here on Northfield Live for girls lacrosse between your Raiders and the Lakeville South Cougars. I'm AJ Reister alongside Ethan Moore. Ethan got a pretty big game here today. The Lakeville South Cougars come in undefeated on the season, 12-0, while the Northfield Raiders come in with just a couple of wins on their season, both against Rochester John Marshall, but they're coming off a tough loss, 14-6 against Rochester Mayo. Just this last Thursday, and they'll have their hands full with this star-studded Lakeville South lineup that has two 50-plus point scorers in Charlotte Fannin and Tori Cheetah. Fannin has 26 goals, 25 assists on the season, while Cheetah comes in with 31 and 21, which of course adds up to 52 points on the season. But both of these head coaches are very familiar with each other. Lakeville South head coach Joel Tornell and Northfield's head coach Alexi Halverson, they go way back. Lexi used to play under Joel Tornell when she was in high school with Lakeville South, and then she went on to play lacrosse at Augsburg, then came back to Lakeville South as an assistant coach, but just a couple of years ago decided to take on her own program and jumped over to the Northfield Raiders, where, of course, she is now in her second season as the head coach for the Raiders. So some familiarity between the two teams, and Lexi even said she used to play with some of the assistant coaches and still knows plenty of the Cougar, some of the players on Lakeville South to this day. We're ready to go here at midfield as we are underway. Lakeville South will win the toss and bring it into the offensive zone. Quick start. Here's Cheetah, leading scorer for the Cougars. That one will be mishandled and will go out. Picked up by Fannin.
South in all black, Raiders in all white today for this matchup here at Memorial Field. It's nice, 62 and windy, only getting cooler here as the sun is going down for this night game.
Early shot and score for Lakeville South. That one, I believe, was from Ella Mills. Wearing number 11 for the Cougars. That'll be her 38th goal of the season. Puts her up to 40 points on the year.
Scoring for the Cougars, number 11, Ella Mills.
And she is awarded with the goal. A team leading 38th goal of the season for Ella Mills and a quick start for Lakeville South. Back to center field. Won again by the Cougars. Quickly the other way. This one is Swerts. She passes it over the middle. A shot on net just wide by Tori Cheetah, looking for her 32nd goal of the season, but that one just left.
Yeah, Ritter goalkeeper Wendy Asensio Bravo going to have her work cut out for her today. Obviously, as you mentioned before, a very high-flying Lakeville South offense, so we'll see how her defense can give her some good looks here, and hopefully they can make her job just a little bit easier for her today.
Here's another shot on net, and she scores. Number 22, Charlotte Fannin. The second goal of the game for the Cougars, and Fannon's 27th of the season.
Oh, that was a good shot
Charlotte.
by Fannin. She was able to fake out the Northfield goalie to put the ball in the net to make it 2-0.
So now she ties her teammate Cheetah with 52 points apiece on the season. Charlotte Fannin, a junior this season for Lakeville South, and one of the top scorers in the state of Minnesota for this number 1 ranked team, Lakeville South. She's going to go play that's Ella Mills. She's going to go play Division II lacrosse next season. Charlotte Fannin and will also be playing Division II lacrosse next season at the University of Colorado Springs, along with Ella Mills. Quickly the other way is Cheetah. Pass over the middle, another shot on net, and she scores. That one from Addison Hayes, the freshman.
That was good by Cheetah. It was a quick break, fast in the Northfield territory. Quick pass, quick shot, quick goal.
And a quick 3-0 lead here for Lakeville South as Addison Hayes, she picks up her 7th goal of the season. And we talked with both head coaches beforehand, and it was evident that both coaches are aware that both these teams in very different levels of their development in terms of program. Northfield more in the earlier stages, but it's becoming more well-known, this lacrosse program in Northfield, getting a lot younger with and being more involved with the younger programs and things like that to develop them up to this level. Hayes pass across the field. This one's down low, back out in front, shot and scored. There's Katie Grubbs picking up her 22nd goal of the season, and Lakeville South has a 4-0 lead.
Lakeville is just really doing everything right. They've won every face-off. They know what they're doing. They're making quick passes and confusing the Northfield defense.
That's the senior Katie Grubbs. She now has 36 points on the season. As now Lakeville South leads 4-0. Katie Grubbs, one of the captains on this star-studded team, going to play Division II lacrosse next season at Northern Michigan University. Plays for the Pipeline Lacrosse Club during the high school off-season. This toss is won by Lakeville South, picked up by Tori Cheetah. Brings it all the way across into the offensive zone. Cross down to the line for Swerts. Back behind the net. 10 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Lakeville South leading 4-0. Back all the way out. And back to the top of the circle is Cheetah. Cheetah now drives. Dumps it back off. Drives again. Dumps it off. This time it's for Grubbs. She'll dump it back. Lakeville South letting the offense set back up. Here's a pass towards the middle. Great defense by the Raiders trying to pick it up, but it'll be picked up by the Cougars. They bring it back out. Cheetah moving around with it. Pass towards the middle. Shot on net. And that one is good. That one. Katie Grubbs, I
Scoring
believe,
for the
once
Cougars,
again.
Number 6, Eddie Hayes.
Addison Hayes. She picks up her second goal of the game.
That was a good goal for Lakeville. Something that you don't see too often for that play. Pitching it back to each other to start their possession. And they were able to just do everything right to sum it up.
Yeah, a lot of play development there. Passing the ball around towards the outside of the half circle, allowing the offense to set themselves up, and then Addie Hayes picks up another goal. And Lakeville South leads it 5-0 with 9:23 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, AJ, as you mentioned, both teams knew what this game was going to be before the ball or the first second ticked off the clock. They both know that they're in opposite ends of development. Northfield a little behind on that lacrosse trend, getting the younger players into the sport. That's really what they're focused on now, making it seem, interesting, getting those athletes out there. Lakeville South really just getting a nice tune-up here before sections. Raiders getting some nice looks for the younger players and, just getting out there.
Alexi Halverson certainly leading the way in terms of development here in Northfield girls lacrosse. And as we said, getting more involved in the youth groups and things like that to grow the sport here in Northfield. This one's brought back towards the midfield. Lakeville South picks it back up. This time it's Busken. She brings it in. Lakeville South, of course, like you said, Joey, a little bit different in developmental stages. They play year-round. Almost all these girls play on club teams, and lacrosse is really their main sport, and it shows. Being one of the top teams in the state, favorites to go to the state tournament, and have taken down some pretty big-name teams this season already on their way to a 12-0 season up to this point. Behind the net as Lakeville South comes across, looking for the wraparound pass back behind. Great defense by the Raiders behind their own net. Gets it all the way back out to Cheetah. 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Cheetah drives. Cheetah weaves, fires, and scores. Tori Cheetah, her 32nd goal of the season. And she now leads the team in points with 53.
And
Scoring
her
for the
last
Cougars.
name really shows on the field. She's fast. She's able to. She got into the head of the Northfield defender. Nice head dodge. Right down the middle for a quick shoot and score. To bring the score to 6-0 with 7:53 left in the first.
And Tori Cheetah was certainly a name we circled beforehand. She will be playing Division I lacrosse next season at Temple University. She's also a black belt in Taekwondo.
Wow. She's doing everything out here.
She can do it all.
Would not love to play lacrosse against the black belt.
No, talk about striking fear into your opponent. Black belt in Taekwondo will certainly do that. She picks up the opening face-off, brings it into the O-zone. Ella Mills dumps it back to the line. Behind the Northfield net they go. 7:30 to go in the opening quarter. 6-0 Lakeville South on your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Charlotte Fannin back across all the way up for Cheetah. Addison Hayes, 2 goals already today. Emma Remington, she's got 11 points this season, dumps it off for Cheetah down at the line. Allowing the offense to set up. Raider defense fanned out in the half circle. Katie Grubbs, pass inside, shot on net, and scores. With 7 minutes left in the opening quarter, Ella Mills picks up her second goal.
And that was a good goal for Mills. Nobody saw it coming, not even herself, to be frank. She was just there, ready to catch her pass, and she executed.
At her 39th goal of the season. She's up to 42 points overall this year. Ella Mills makes it a 7-0 ball game in the opening quarter. Mills just a junior on this team, but has already committed to the University of Colorado Springs, to play Division II lacrosse. One of those girls that plays more year-round with the Pipeline lacrosse club team. As Lakeville brings it back into the offensive zone. Mackenzie Strohmeyer into the game now, a sophomore. Back down low for Cheetah. All the way back out as Lakeville South once again allowing their offense to set up for cutting attackmen. Cheetah behind the net. Looking for the cutter. That was Emma Remington who cut across. Now back out in front, but good defense by the Raiders to sniff it out. 6:10 left in this opening quarter. Now Lakeville drives, looking for a long shot. They'll dump it off. Out in front, and she scores. Good move from the Lakeville South Cougars. Get around the tough Raider defense, and they now lead 8-0.
And that is a very bad error for the goalie to mistake. She was there. She was ready to pick off the shot, pick off the pass, but unfortunately just missed it by a bit, and she paid for it.
AJ, who scored? Isn't this one right here? What is it? What? 18 or 19?
Scoring for the Cougars, number 18, Christina Swartz.
Christina Swartz awarded the goal there. A lot of traffic out in front. Had it tough to see who actually took the shot, but Christina Swartz with her 6th goal of the season, her 11th point. Right away, South back into the O-zone. Emma Remington along the outside. Back behind the net, under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Swartz back around to the top. It's Strohmeyer. All the way around for Clary. Back down low. Lakeville South down one of their top scorers in Savannah O'Brien out with an ankle injury. Here's another chance for the Cougars out in front. Cut all the way through, but back to the top. Dropped, but they pick it right back up. That's Addison Hayes. Ella Mills, couple goals already tonight. Tries to find a cutting Cougar, but just misses the pass. Raiders trying to get it out of their offensive zone, but Lakeville South keeps it in. Oh, a whistle, and the Raiders will have possession. Abby Castle bringing it across for Northfield. Getting double-teamed and pushed back into her offensive zone. Another whistle. And Lakeville South will pick up the turnover. Under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 8-0 Lakeville South on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Mackenzie Strohmeyer with it at the top. Noralt now cutting. Noralt steps back, hands it off. Back down low go the Cougars. 4:20 left on the clock. Cheetah dumps it back off, still behind the net. Trying to put a move on Osiris Perez. Defense knocks it out. Ground ball out in front of the net. Raiders pick it up. Nice job by Lakeville South to knock it out, and it looks like they'll come out of the scrum with it. Errant pass. Lakeville South sticks with it. Ella Mills back to Strohmeyer. Clary cutting, that was Remington. She dumps it back off for Mills. Back over to Strohmeyer, a shot, nope, no shot, but a whistle. She cut towards the net, but 4 defenders met her, and it drew the whistle. Strohmeyer with it, fires on net and scores. Mackenzie Strohmeyer picks up
Scoring
her
for the
first
Cougars,
goal of the game.
number 4, Mackenzie Strohmeyer.
Her 7th goal of the season, her 8th point, and that makes it a 9-0 ball game here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, probably see a more Lakeville players scoring their 7th, 8th goals. You know, those players who get out only on occasion, probably playing a lot of JV, come out and getting those looks before sections, making sure their whole team, their whole entire roster depth is ready.
So the sophomore picks up her 7th goal of the season. With 3 minutes left in this opening quarter, it's 9-0 Lakeville South, and they have controlled possession for the majority of this quarter. A whistle, and he'll stay with Lakeville South as Noralt brings it through for the Cougars. Stromer on the far side, dumps it off for Mills. Back across for Noralt, all the way around. Remington behind the net for Nyberg. Mills back there. Back up to the top and swinging it around. Lakeville South has done a great job with ball movement on the outside of the half circle. Raiders much more of a defensive focused team. They've done a good job of pushing Lakeville South towards the outside, but then the Cougars will get one cutter and find a way. 2:10 left. Good defense behind the net from Northfield. Cheetah looking around at the baseline. Under 2 minutes to go. Lakeville South setting up a play. Trying to get around her defender. She does. Nice spin move. Tries to put a shot off, but instead will reluctantly pass it off to Remington. Back behind the net is Cheetah. Looking around out in front. Swings it back around for Mills. Mills gets a screen. Mills around the defense. Weaving in. Shoots and scores. Ella Mills with an early hat trick.
The Cougars, number 11, Ella Mills.
And that was a great goal for Mills. She took it from the left side of the field right to the middle. She was able to weave and dodge through all the Northfield players to get a goal.
She picked up the screen at the top of the half circle, and then, like you said, Ethan, weaved her way through the defense and was able to get a nice shot off for an early hat trick and her 40th goal of the season. And that makes it 10-0 with under a minute to go in this opening quarter. Face off at midfield. Ref gets things set. Into the air it goes, and won by Lakeville South. Addison Hayes brings it through. Dumps it off for Fannin. Fannin down towards the baseline, swings it around. Drop by Drake. Back to Fannin, swings it around for Clary. Under 20 seconds left. Clary starting to cut, but no dice from Katie Grubbs. 15 seconds left. Grubbs with it at the top of the half circle. Passes it around. Dumps it off for Clary. Clary into the half circle. Looking for a shot. Spin move. Shoots and scores. Brenna Clary at the horn. Delivers the Cougars' 11th goal of the quarter. And they lead it 11-0.
That was a great goal
Brenna
for
Clary.
them. It was a last-second goal, which you could tell they wanted. They didn't want to wait out the clock. They wanted the last-second goal, and luckily they were able to get it.
That's Brenna Clary's first goal of the season for Lakeville South, and it extends their lead to 11-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. We'll be right back with the second. You're watching Girls Lacrosse on NorthfieldLive.com.
Buying or selling your home? Don't go at it alone. Did you know there are nearly over 200 steps to the real estate process? 200 things to consider, be aware of, 200 things that could impede your ability to buy or sell or compromise the actual closing day. Alas, have no fear. You can contact one of our local and relentless agents at Century 21 Atwood and Professional Pride Group anytime to answer all of your real estate questions. Century 21 Atwood and Professional Pride Group. We're unstoppable together.
Valley Auto House is a full automotive repair, shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or a major collision, Valley Auto House can handle it all. We work with all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle's repairs. Valley Auto House is located at Highway 3 South in Northfield, open at 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, or you can find us at valleyautohouse.net, or you can give us a call at 507-663-1217. Go Raiders!
It's not a great look when, for me, if the way Northfield scores is on the left side, and I've had the
Retirement Community is proud to introduce Enhanced Care Assisted Living. In this recently expanded area of our campus, we have increased daily licensed nursing coverage, making it possible to provide a higher level of clinical care and monitoring to those in need of additional support. This enhanced model of care provides more choices, allowing residents to age where they are. Contact Northfield Retirement Community for more information at northfieldretirement.org. Northfield Retirement Community, innovation, choice, tradition.
At Hometown Credit Union, we are proudly celebrating our 50-year anniversary. What originally started with little more than a ledger book and a cash box, Hometown is now a not-for-profit financial institution that serves the needs of over 23,000 people. We offer all the products and services you expect, while also being personal enough to truly partner with our members through all of life's journeys. Join us at www.hometowncu.coop and see why the Hometown Credit Union can be your trusted partner for financial success.
You're back.
Welcome back to Memorial Field here at Northfield High School. The Lakeville South Cougars currently lead the Raiders 11-0 as we get ready for the second quarter. A.J. Reister alongside Ethan Moore and Joey Hudson. Guys, a tough first quarter for the Raiders, but as we've talked about, both of these teams a little bit at different times in their development stages. Lakeville South has certainly been a historic program over the last few seasons. Head coach Joel Turnell, now in his second season as the head coach, but his 12th season at Lakeville South, so he's been around and helping develop these Cougars for a while. Northfield, still very much a new program. Head coach Alexi Halverson, a former player under Joel Turnell, just in her second season as the head coach. But one thing she talked about when I got to talk with her before the game is they're starting to implement more plays in their playbook. Last year was definitely more of all right, let's just go out and play lacrosse. This season they've actually started to implement more plays. They have about 6 plays in their playbook that they've tried to slowly implement throughout the season. But certainly growth from this team as they are still very young and early in the developmental stages of the program. Lakeville South swings it around, up 11-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Back up top is Addison Hayes. A couple of goals already on the night for her. Back behind the net is Ella Mills. Here's Cheetah. She has a goal tonight as well. The leading scorer for Lakeville South. Katie Grubbs. Back around. Here's Emma Remington. That is Addison Hayes. Errant pass goes into the corner, picked up by Stromer. Gets it away to Hayes. Cheetah looking around. A couple of cutters out in front, but no dice. Swings it back around for Katie Grubbs. Lakeville South certainly letting their offense develop here. Not rushing too many of their passes, allowing the offense to build around what the Raiders are showing defensively. Here's Hayes at the top. Dumps it off down to the baseline. Lakeville South behind the Raider net. Back up top for Mills. Grubbs. Cheetah. Cheetah sets a screen at the top for Nevaeh Rupcheko. Now Cheetah draws the double team, pulls back. 9 minutes left in this first half. Lakeville South leading 11-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Cheetah gives it to Nevaeh. She dumps it back behind her for Stromer. Cheetah top of the half circle. Under 9 to go. Lakeville South really milking this clock off. Another pass inside, but tipped away from the Raider defense. They pick it up inside their own zone. Here's Abby Castle. Long pass to the midfield, and it will find the far sideline. It'll be picked up by Lakeville South. 8.5 to go in this opening half. Nevaeh inside, shot on net, just wide. Molly Olhertz with her first shot on net. That one just misses. Ethan, Lakeville South has done a great job of being patient offensively and setting up their plays. What have you seen so far from the Cougars that has allowed them to have that type of patience?
Yeah, this is really just, you can tell this quarter the Cougars, they're not necessarily done scoring, but they've run up the score. They just want to keep the score. They're focusing on keeping possession and making sure Northfield doesn't get any points. But it looks like we have an injured Cougar on the field.
Yeah, can't tell exactly who it is, but very quickly, Wendy Asensio Bravo, the Northfield goalie, calls over the trainer.
We're going to take an ad break due to the injury, so we will be back shortly as they get this sorted out. You're watching Raider Girls Lacrosse on NorthfieldLive.com.
NCC Builders has built and renovated custom homes and commercial buildings since 1972. We are committed to providing the Northfield area with high-quality construction with a singular focus to bring your vision to life. I'm Adam, the president of NCC Builders. You can rely on our experience and attention to detail for your home or business. Take the first step. Contact us at nccbuilders.com or 507-645-8975.
The Quarterback Club of Northfield knows just how hard the student athletes work each and every sports season and would like to wish all of the Raiders athletic teams the best of luck this year. After practice is over or before the big game, stop into the Quarterback Club and grab their roasted chicken, tender baby back ribs, or famous broiled burgers. Short on time? Call ahead and they will have it ready for you to carry out. They serve lunch and dinner, so no matter your busy schedule, the Quarterback Club has something for you. Good luck, Raiders, and we'll see you after the game. The Quarterback Club off Highway 3 in Northfield.
Yeah, we can run through some of Lakeville.
Merchants Bank, we're committed to creating thriving communities and helping our customers succeed. Hi, I'm Rob, the mortgage lender at Merchants Bank. It is such a privilege to work with a company where all employees are focused on providing the very best customer service. We'll be with you every step of the way as we work towards your financial goals together, whether it's growing a business, buying a home, or planning for retirement. Yeah, we're a bank, but what we really do is make life moments happen. Stop in. I look forward to making your goals a reality.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye and LASIK. Many people tell me they've heard horror stories about all the drops needed after cataract surgery. Well, fear no more. At Ritchie Eye and LASIK, Dr. Miller and Dr. Reinsbach are dropless. That's right. No need for medicated eye drops before or after your cataract surgery. I love dropless for my cataract surgery, and you will too.
Ritchie Eye and LASIK in Faribault, your leader in advanced cataract surgery.
Back to live action here on Memorial Field. The Lakeville South player that went down, we believe, was Ella Davis, the junior defenseman for Lakeville South. She was helped off the field by her head coach and is now just behind the Raider net getting looked at by the trainers. Lakeville South, meanwhile, scores their 12th goal of the game, and they now lead by 12. So hopefully Ella Davis is all right, as looks like her parents were down there to console her, make sure she's okay, and looks like she's going to get helped off the field entirely.
Scoring for the Cougars, number 14, Molly Ollerts.
So Molly Ollerts picks up her first goal of the game.
And that was just a good goal by her. You can tell that she wanted to get that goal badly, and maybe some sentimental stuff going on. She wanted to get the goal for her injured teammate.
So Ollards picks up her first goal of the season. As it looks like Davis is going to get carted off. Got the Gator down there. Help her off the field. Face-off is won by the Cougars with 6 minutes to go in this opening half. Lakeville South quickly into the offensive zone. Cheetah still in the ball game. Passes it off for Nevaeh. Back behind the Raider net they go. Mills back across for Hayes. To the top with Cheetah. Swinging it around is Nevaeh. Cheetah top of the half circle. Katie Grubbs swings it around back to the baseline. Cheetah directing traffic at the top. Now cuts in, has a couple of cutters, dumps it back off for Grubbs. Now redirects traffic at the top of the half circle. Dump pass to Schromer, cutting, fires and scores. Nevaeh Rubsheko scores her first of the ball game.
Scoring for the Cougars, number 17,
Don't try and move.
Nevaeh Rubishko.
So Rubishko picks up her fourth goal of the season. And Lakeville South now leads 13-0 in this opening half. Nice job by Nevaeh. Good cut, good pass, and Lakeville South now leads 13-0 with the rolling clock now at 4:20 in this opening half. Back to the midfield. Cheetah on the face-off for Lakeville South. She'll win it. Gets it to Katie Grubbs quickly the other way. Gets it to Cheetah. And Lakeville South will now go back to passing it around and setting up their offense again. Ethan defensively for the Raiders. When Lakeville South is doing a good job with ball handling and moving it around outside the half circle, defensively, what can the Raiders do to try and punch it loose?
I think if they can tell that the Lakeville Cougars are about to take a dodge, they need to get tight. They need to make sure she can't have a good shot.
Addie Hamas.
Scoring for the Cougars, number 20, Addie Hamas.
Addie Hamas picks up her first goal. She got a good look there, cutting right in front of the net behind. Started from behind and was able to find herself in front of the net, and a good look for her third goal of the season.
And the next dodge in girls lacrosse is very hard because they don't have very much room behind there to try to think of a dodge. So it's a very good thing when you can execute on next dodge.
14-0 Lakeville South on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Under 3 minutes to go in this opening half. Raiders and Cougars meeting for each of their final regular season games of the season before getting ready for the postseason. Lakeville South, no doubt, most likely going to be a 1 seed. Raiders will find out tomorrow what their situation will be with the postseason, as they'll reset at midfield. Raiders 2-7 in conference play, 2-8 overall. Face-off won by Lakeville South. They'll pick it up in the Raider zone. That's Katie Grubbs, gets it up for Addison Hayes. Into the O zone. Hayes back over to Grace Buchan's, a bounce shot and scores. Just past Wendy Asensio Bravo, and Lakeville South now leads 15-0. And a great bounce shot from Grace there to give Lakeville South the 15-goal lead.
Number 7,
and that was just what I was saying. They could tell that she was about to dodge. So in that, the Raiders need to get tight together so she can't have a good shot. She can't get that close for a shot. But that was a good goal by her, and she definitely hopes she can do that again.
Grace Bisgins picks up her first point of the varsity season. and her, of course, first goal for Lakeville South. Just over a minute left in this opening half. Lakeville South leading 15-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Face off over the heads, and it'll be missed by Lakeville South, but ended up being picked up by Addison Hayes. Ethan, we've seen Lakeville South win every single face-off so far today. How important is it for a team to win those face-offs to open up each possession?
If you win a face-off, you own that possession because you are able to get down the field and you are able to score. Unlike the other team, if they lose, they have to first off get the ball back, which is an incredibly hard thing to do if a team is as organized as the Lakeville Cougars here. And you have to get all the way down the field without losing the ball just to do exactly what the Cougars are doing right now to try to score.
What's the art behind a face-off? I know the face-offs are different between the boys and girls lacrosse, but what is the art there when trying to win a face-off in lacrosse?
The best part to win a face-off in lacrosse is all about timing. If you time it early, you're a penalty. If you time it late, other player gets the ball, so it's all about timing when it comes to face-offs.
Of course, for girls, it starts in the middle, but for guys, it's much more of a scrum towards the middle. So how does the timing work for girls when it's being dropped with the two sticks already latched?
I believe it is also just a timing thing. You got to know when to get your stick out of that scrumble and try to send it up for your teammates to try to get it.
Well, Lakeville South has certainly controlled the midfield so far and controlled this game 15-0 as we hit halftime. You're watching Raider Girls Lacrosse right here on NorthfieldLive.com.
Banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to creating thriving communities and helping our customers succeed. Hi, I'm Rob, the mortgage lender at Merchants Bank. It is such a privilege to work with a company where all employees are focused on providing the very best customer service. We'll be with you every step of the way as we work towards your financial goals together, whether it's growing a business, buying a home, or planning for retirement. Yeah, we're a bank, but what we really do is make life moments happen. Stop in. I look forward to making your goals a reality.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie, Ritchie Eye and LASIK. Like many of you, I recently had cataract surgery, and I am loving it. My vision has never been better. Driving at night is fun again, and I wake up in the morning and see. And now you're wondering, which doctor did I choose? Short answer is both. Dr. Miller fixed one eye, and Dr. Reinsbach operated on the other. They are both great people and fabulous surgeons. I trust them implicitly, and you can too, but just pick one.
Ritchie Eye and LASIK in Faribault, your leader in advanced cataract surgery.
You have a brand new house, or you just got done with a remodeling project. You want to show it off, but the construction has left a giant mess of dust and dirt. This is Beth Ayatt. After the work is done, let Service Master by Ayatt make sure that you don't have to do more work to clean up after the construction crew leaves. Show off and demand the yellow van. Call Service Master by Ayatt today, 877-945-0993.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Borrowing money is a big deal, and Community Resource Bank is ready to help. When you're buying a car, purchasing a home, or fixing up your existing home, Community Resource Bank has answers for all your loan and mortgage questions. As an integral part of Northfield, Cannon Falls, and Roseville communities, Community Resource Bank offers online solutions for business, residential, investment, and other lending accounts. Community Resource Bank. Let's bank together. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bruss, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
At Hometown Credit Union, we are proudly celebrating our 50-year anniversary. What originally started with little more than a ledger book and a cash box, Hometown is now a not-for-profit financial institution that serves the needs of over 23,000 people. We offer all the products and services you expect, while also being personal enough to truly partner with our members through all of life's journeys. Join us at www.hometowncu.coop and see why the Hometown Credit Union can be your trusted partner for financial success.
Lacrosse is a full automotive repair, shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or a major collision, Valley Auto House can handle it all. We work with all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle's repairs. Valley Auto House is located at Highway 3 South in Northfield, open at 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, or you can find us at valleyautohouse.net, or you can give us a call at 507-663-1217. Go Raiders!
Northfield Insurance offers more than just home and auto. They offer business insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and bonds as well. They have a combined 147 years of experience across 6 employees to make sure that you are getting the best possible insurance for your exact needs. Not only will they protect what's yours, they'll make sure that you're cared for like family. Find out how you can get the right insurance for you at nfldins.com or by calling 507-645-8861. Northfield Insurance Agency. They've got you covered.
Northfield Retirement Community has received higher satisfaction ratings on Minnesota's assisted living report card when compared to other assisted living facilities across the state. These high ratings in the quality of resident life and family satisfaction come directly from residents and their families. Northfield Retirement Community offers a wide variety of housing and service options that are specifically designed to meet the physical, social, and spiritual needs of aging adults. Contact Northfield Retirement Community for more information at northfieldretirement.org. Northfield Retirement Community.
Welcome back to Memorial Field, Lakeville South, leading the Northfield Raiders 15-0 as we hit the second half here on NorthfieldLive.com. So we head to the midfield for the face-off to start this second half. AJ Reister alongside Ethan Moore and Joey Hudson. Guys, it's been a lopsided game from the start, but Lakeville South, one of the top teams in the state. They've beaten some really big schools, and they've scored in the double digits every single game this year and have beaten almost all of their opponents by double digits. Only one they haven't. That was Eastridge to open up the season. That was their closest game, 11-8. But other than that, it's been double-digit wins all season long for Lakeville South as they score yet another to make it 16-0, 20 seconds into the second half.
That was a good fast break by Northfield. Come off halftime. They're not done with what they're doing. They want to keep going. They want to make sure Northfield is sent home.
So a quick start for Lakeville South to open up this second half. And it's now 16-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Back to the midfield. Face-off is set. And they are underway. Cougars win it again. Here comes Kaylee Nyberg, the senior. Brings it in for the Cougars. All the way down to the baseline. Swings it around for Stromer. Lakeville South, the number 1 team in the state of Minnesota. Good save there from Wendy Asensio Bravo off the stick on that shot. Stromer behind the net. The closest teams to Lakeville South in the rankings are Prior Lake and Benilde St. Margaret. They've beaten Benilde St. Margaret already 15-5. That was in early May. Here's a shot. That one's just wide. Good luck there for Lakeville South from Harper Fannin, the 8th grader, getting some varsity action here in the second half of this ball game. Here's another chance for her. Shoots. Nice save by Asensio Bravo. That shot was from the 8th grader Harper Fannin. Her older sister Charlotte Fannin already has a goal today. One of the top point scorers in the state of Minnesota as well. Raider defense pushes them out beyond the O-zone, but Lakeville South right back in. 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. Fannin to a cutting teammate. Ball up in the air. Raiders trying to come out with it. Now a battle on the ground for it. A whistle. And it will be staying with the Cougars. Harper Fannin with it. She'll swing it around. Picked up by Stromer. Lakeville South has also already beaten Prior Lake, who's the number 2 team in the state. They beat them earlier this season 10-3. One of their closer games of the year, believe it or not. Another chance here for Harper Fannin, but she will be pushed out by the Raider defense, and another whistle. That one's going to be against the Raiders. So Fannin will have a penalty shot here. She drives towards the net, fires high off the crossbar, but it bounces in, I believe.
No, they're saying no goal.
Just off the crossbar.
Where are they?
They're going to throw up a yellow card. That one is going to be against the Raiders. Looks like Luis Dominguez Martinez, the senior defender, is going to get carded and will have to hit the penalty box. Excuse me, that's Olivia Voigt, wearing number 31. The junior defenseman. Here's another chance for Harper Fannin. That one is good. Harper Fannin, the 8th grader, gets on the scoreboard here in the second half. And that, I believe, is her first varsity goal.
And you can tell this is hard, especially for the Northfield goalie. In that situation, there's not much she can do except try to put her best out there. But unfortunately, it was not able to do that.
So for the first time this season, the Fannin sisters will each score a goal in one game. And now Lakeville South leads 17-0 with 7:15 left in the third quarter. Another face-off at midfield. Harper Fannin will stay in to take the face-off for Lakeville South. Down there for the Northfield is Gwen Tapper, one of their leading attackmen. Face-off is bounced around at midfield. It'll be picked up by the Cougars. Nevaeh Rubishko brings it in. Swings it around to the far side of the field with 6.5 to go in this third quarter. Back up for Katie Grubbs. Full field pass to Grace Buskins. Back behind the net goes Stromer. We talked about at the top of the broadcast, both these head coaches know each other very well. Here's a cutting Fannin, but she'll be pushed back by the Raider defense. Lexi Halverson used to play for head coach Joel Tornell at Lakeville South, and when she graduated, went and played for the first ever women's collegiate lacrosse team here in the state of Minnesota at Augsburg. Played there for 4 years and then started coaching after that. Came back to Lakeville South as an assistant coach, and that's a very common trend with girls lacrosse in the state, at least between these two teams, to have former players come back and coach. Lakeville South, of course, had that with Lexi Halverson. They have that right now with Savannah Newberg and Emma Waldemer. Just got back from University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, and now back on the sidelines with Lexi Halverson in assistant coaching roles. Waldmer, of course, was the goalie for the Raiders the last couple of seasons. Savannah Newberg, one of the captain attackmen. Now back in the maroon and gold as coaches. And I know the boys team has had some of that as well with Spencer Klotz coming back. He played a lot of juniors hockey for the last few years, but is now back on the sideline for the boys team as an assistant coach. This one's dropped by Grace Buskins. Swings it back down low for Stromer. 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Cutting is Harper Fannin, but it's picked up by Wendy Asensio Bravo, the Northfield goalie. She's going to bring it out. And Harper Fannin applying pressure is going to push her back behind her own net. She'll drop it inside the circle and pick it up. She'll have a chance to chuck it away and clear it. 4:20 on the clock here in the third quarter. Directing traffic out in front. She will try and chuck it towards the midfield. It'll be picked up by Lakeville South. Taylor Noralt brings it in for the Cougars. Rubishko will dump it off and leave the field for substitution. Kenzie Stromer back over to Grace Bugis. 3.5 to go in this third quarter. Dropped by Lakeville South. The scrum out in front of the Raider net. Itching towards the circle. It'll be picked up by Asensio Bravo. She'll get it out to her teammate Gwen Tapper, who loses it. And a whistle. It'll stay with the Raiders. Tapper loses it again. Another whistle. And it'll stay with Tapper. Tapper now through the midfield for Northfield. Brings it across. Another whistle. She keeps running. Tapper into the O-zone for Northfield. Goes to work, loses it, and it'll be a ground ball picked up by the Lakeville South goalie. Lakeville South back the other way. 2:45 to go in this third quarter. Tori Cheetah still in the game for the Cougars. She gives it up to Grace Buskins. Back to Cheetah. Swings it all the way around, back behind the Raider net. Stromer with 2:20 to go in this third quarter. We've talked about a lot of the positive things that Lakeville South has done today. Offensively winning all of their face-offs, passing the ball really well. They've also gotten a lot of strong shots off Ethan. How have they been able to get such good looks?
They've just been able to confuse the Northfield defense. There's not much else to say on that. They're moving the ball around, getting the girls out of their position so they can take cuts, take shots, and get goals.
Well, they've also been extremely patient, like we've talked about throughout this game. They've been patient and allowing the cutters to set up and not afraid to pass the ball around the half circle and wait for those shots to open up. How important is it to be that patient and allowing for your offense to set up?
Very, because you never want to rush it, because the second you rush it, you start making mistakes, and as soon as you know it, the ball is in Northfield sticks, so you got to be patient. You can't rush anything.
The Raider defense has certainly been one of the highlights this season. Lexi Halverson certainly has talked about how important she harps on their defense and how that's the first thing she wants to get down before implementing new plays into the playbook. And today they've had their hands full with this high-scoring offense. And Lakeville South leads at 17-0 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Under a minute left to go in this third quarter. Stromer back across for Olhertz, who picked up a goal earlier today. She cuts in, but good defense by the Raiders to push her back out beyond the half circle. Kaylee Nyberg, the senior, behind the net for Lakeville South, gets it back out to the top. 25 seconds left. Stromer Around to Olhertz. Back to Stromer. Excuse me, that was Cheetah. Under 15 seconds left. Lakeville South passing it around. Here's a cutting Olhertz. She won't get the pass. 5 seconds left. Stromer with it. 3, 2, 1, and that will end the third quarter. Lakeville South leading 17-0 over the Northfield Raiders. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. You're watching Raider Girls Lacrosse on NorthfieldLive.com.
Hometown Credit Union, we are proudly celebrating our 50-year anniversary. What originally started with little more than a ledger book and a cash box, Hometown is now a not-for-profit financial institution that serves the needs of over 23,000 people. We offer all the products and services you expect, while also being personal enough to truly partner with our members through all of life's journeys. Join us at www.hometowncu.coop and see why the Hometown Credit Union can be your trusted partner for financial success.
Remodeling your home is a way to breathe new life into your house, and the process can be made easy with Schmidt Homes. Their team has extensive experience in partial and total home renovations, meaning your home will be completed quickly and to your standards, allowing you to enjoy your newly renovated home with peace of mind. When you're ready to start your next project, be sure to check out Schmidt Homes' beautiful and regularly updated showroom for inspiration. Don't wait to start building your dream home. Learn more at schmidthomes.com.
I'd look a little more.
Car is under extended warranty. There's no need to go back to the dealership. The team at Whip Brothers has dealt with every kind of extended warranty company. With a quick call, they'll know exactly what it'll take to get your repairs covered. Warranties are there to reduce stress and risk. So let Whip Brothers make actually using that warranty as easy as possible. For all your automotive maintenance and repair needs, drive to Whip Brothers Service, located at 701 Division Street in downtown North.
Banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
Where have holes in them?
I think they do. All right, welcome back to Memorial Field. Lakeville South leading 17-0 over the Northfield Raiders on your Heritage Bank scoreboard. We've talked about how dominant this Lakeville South team has been throughout this season. 12-0 have beaten up on some of the best teams in the state, and they've been doing it for a while. 2010 marked the first season for Lakeville South girls lacrosse, and they have an overall record since 2010 of 156-40. And they've been on an incredible run, 2-time state consolation champions, 6-time tournament appearances, including 3 in the last 3 years, 2021, 2022, 2023, and trying to make it 4 in a row here in 2024. They placed third last season. They were state runner-ups in 2021, and they were the state champions back in 2022. But head coach Joel Turnell has been here for now in his 12th season at Lakeville South, but just his second as a head coach. He was serving as an assistant varsity coach for 10 years under Patrick Crandall, who is now the head coach at the College of St. Benedict. So, in case you couldn't tell, this Lakeville South team, not only are they good this year, but they have been good for a while, and they've been able to produce some solid collegiate athletes as well. Lexi Halverson, one of them, the Raider head coach, went on to play collegiate girls lacrosse at Augsburg University, the first ever women's lacrosse program, collegiate program in the state of Minnesota. And they have plenty of girls on this current team going on to play collegiate lacrosse next season. Kaylee Nyberg going to go play at the Dominican University of California. Katie Grubb's going to go play at Northern Michigan University. Tori Cheetah, she's going to go play D1 at Temple. Allie Drake's going to play Division II at the University of Charleston. And Bella Vincelli is going to go play at UW-Eau Claire. And not only are these girls playing spectacular lacrosse this season, but they've also got plenty of multi-sport athletes on this team as well. Remington's on the cross-country team. We already talked about Cheetah. She's a black belt in Taekwondo. A lot of these young women are incredible at lacrosse, but are also well-rounded in other sports as well. And that is one of the best parts about high school sports, is being able to play 2, 3, 4 sports at a time. And Northfield has plenty of those on their side as well throughout the last few seasons, and of course this season as well. But 17-0 Lakeville South here with 10.5 to go in the ball game. Lakeville South back in the offensive zone. It's Harper Fannin, the 8th grader, getting plenty of minutes here in this game. She scored her first varsity goal in the last quarter. Here's a cutting Addison Hayes. She's already got a couple tonight. Katie Grubbs dumps it off. Back to Harper Fannin at the top of the half circle. Tries to pass it towards a cutting Grubbs, but it's lost. Now a scrum towards the near side. It's picked up by Lakeville South. They'll keep possession. That was Katie Grubbs able to quickly pick it up. She has a goal tonight as well. Lakeville South along the far side of the half circle. Back up to Harper Fannin. Fannin goes to work, dumps it back off to Grubbs. Steps back out. Harper Fannin on the, that is Emma Remington, who hands it off now to Harper Fannin. Draws the double team, jumps it back to Grubbs. Back to the top of the half circle. Cutting attackman, loses it, picked up by the Raiders. Moving quickly the other way. Northfield clears it into the other zone. Tapped away, and Tapper is going to lose it. That is number 31, Olivia Voigt. She gets it into the offensive zone, but picked off by Lakeville South. Quickly the other way they go with 8.5 to go in the ball game. Double teamed, but finds the offensive zone. And she'll bring it all the way down, dump it off to her teammate, Charlotte Fannin. That is Isabella Vincelli. Going to play at UW Eau Claire next season. Here's a cutting Remington. Dumps it back out to the baseline. Back to the top. It's Addison Hayes. Hayes tries to hit a cutting Katie Grubbs, but loses it. 7.5 to go in the ball game. Lakeville South behind the Raider net. On the Raider baseline, tries to hit a cutting Grubbs, but it bounces back beyond the half circle for Harper Fannin. She swings it around for Katie Grubbs. Behind the Raider net is Vincelli. Gets it up to Charlotte Fannin. That's Siri Distal. Ball out in front of the Raider net. Defense pushes them back out beyond the half circle. Back behind the Raider net, setting up the offense once again. Here's a chance for Lakeville South. Good defense from the Raiders. They dump it back off for Grubbs. Shoots. Nice save by the Raider goalie, Asensio Bravo. Scrum out in front of the net. A whistle. It'll be, I believe, Raider ball. It is, as they bring it through their defensive zone. Passes it up. Here come the Raiders the other way. Lose it. Another whistle, but it will be staying on this side of the field. Raiders along their half circle. Get it to Kelly O'Mara down behind the Lakeville South net. Under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Pass goes wide, intended for Abby Castle. Castle looking around. Receives the screen, tries to go into the double team, but it's pushed back out beyond the half circle. 5.5 to go. Meryl Harmelink. Abby Castle. Over to Homan. Tries to hit Meryl Harmelink, but it goes out. It'll be a turnover by the Raiders, and Lakeville South will pick it up in their defensive zone. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Lakeville South leading 17-0 on your Heritage Bank scoreboard. The other way goes Mackenzie Stromer. That's Harper Fannin. Long pass up into the offensive zone for Stromer. Rubishko hands it off to Olhertz. Gets it back to Stromer. Back to the top for Kaylee Nyberg. All the way back behind the Raider net they go. Again, after today, section playoffs will begin. Section 1A bracket, I believe, will be announced tomorrow. Lakeville South, no doubt, will be the 1 seed. The question is, where will the Raiders be? Most likely in a play-in scenario if they're able to get a game in the tournament. This one's picked up by Kaylee Nyberg. Lakeville South looking for their second state tournament title in the last 3 years. Won it back in 2021. Won it back in 2022. Three and a half to go. Certainly looked like a team that could go deep into the section playoffs and deep into the state tournament as well. As we've talked about already today, they've beaten up on some of the better schools in the state, including Prior Lake and Benilde St. Margaret, who are 2 and 3 in the rankings. So they've already seen some of the best competition they'll see in the playoffs this regular season and in their own conference. Lakeville South swinging it around, milking the rest of this clock off. Charlotte Fannin back inside the half circle will be picked up by Molly Olhertz, who has a goal tonight. Fannin top of the half circle. Hits a cutting Nyberg. Shot on net, goes wide. Picked up by Lakeville South behind the Raider net. We'll have a whistle for an injured Cougar. That looks like the 8th grader Harper Fannin holding her head, but she's all right. And we will continue on. 2:15 left. Cutting is Olhertz. She'll dump it back out. Triple teamed quickly back to the top of the half circle is Kaylee Nyberg. Dumps it off. Cutting is Olhertz. Back down to the baseline goes Lakeville South. Good defense by the Raiders. That's Larissa Dominguez applying pressure behind her own net. She'll force the ball to go out and pick it up behind her own net. Sprinting through the defensive zone into the midfield goes Dominguez. Into the offensive zone she goes. Dumps it off for O'Mara. O'Mara down to the baseline behind the Lakeville South net. Directs traffic out in front. 1:15 to go in the ball game. Raiders looking to score their first goal of the ball game. Raiders lose it. Lakeville South picks it up with 1 minute left. The other way goes Charlotte Fannin. sprinting into the offensive zone. Fannin dumps it off. Shot on net. Scores. Siri Distel, the junior defenseman, picks up another goal for Lakeville South. And her first varsity goal as well to make it 18-0 Lakeville South. Clock continues to tick down, under 30 seconds. They'll have, looks like, time for one more face-off, and that will most likely do it after that.
And second quarter, I mentioned that I couldn't really tell if Lakeville was just trying to slow the ball down, make sure not do stupid mistakes. This quarter, over 10 minutes of scoreless lacrosse. Now with this, I can't tell if Lakeville is slowing it down or if Northfield's defense just got that much better.
Well, Northfield's defense has certainly been a focal point this season, but today it was not enough. 18-0 Lakeville South, the best team in the state, flexed their muscles in their final regular season matchup here against the Northfield Raiders. We'll take a break, come back for the Service Master by Hyatt post-game cleanup. You're watching Raider Girls Lacrosse on NorthfieldLive.com.
Brand new house, or you just got done with a remodeling project. You want to show it off, but the construction has left a giant mess of dust and dirt. This is Beth Hyatt. After the work is done, let Service Master by Hyatt make sure that you don't have to do more work to clean up after the construction crew leaves. Show off and demand the yellow van. Call Service Master by Hyatt today, 877-945-0993.
The van, the yellow van, call Service Master.
And we're back for our Service Master by post-game cleanup. When disaster strikes, demand the yellow van. Thank you for tuning in here on NorthfieldLive.com. Obviously, it was a very tough matchup for our Northfield Raiders as they were facing a powerhouse in Lakeville South. They just couldn't quite get it done today as the Lakeville South Cougars came out firing and ended up taking this game 18-0. You know, there were a lot of good moments for the Raiders. There were a lot of solid moments for the Raiders, but at the end of the day, they weren't quite able to get it done versus a very good Lakeville South team to end their regular season. Looking ahead in our schedule here at NorthfieldLive.com. Tomorrow we have our first baseball section tournament game. On Monday we will be streaming a Memorial Day service in the morning, so make sure to tune into that at 9 a.m. And then next week we will start lacrosse sections, boys and girls, scheduled to start Tuesday, as long as baseball going on again, as long as softball. So a lot of stuff going on in this upcoming weeks with pretty much all sports and sections and some other fun stuff, including graduations and everything. So make sure to stay tuned for that on our upcoming calendar on NorthfieldLive.com and on social medias at Northfield Live. But not a whole lot to recap for this game. It was a fantastic job of Lakeville South Cougars. They did a fantastic job being prepared, coming out attacking the Raiders. The Raiders knew what they were getting into with this game. Every year they do. But, it was a solid game. They come out, they played hard, smiles on the faces of the Raiders, as that they were able to recognize it is a game at the end of the day. They were out here to have fun and compete at the best level that they were able to, and hopefully the memories come away with a good one. And there is still stuff to hang your hat on from this game. Raider defense did look pretty solid in the second half, whether that's Lakeville South slowing it down with Raiders speeding it up. It's probably somewhere in the middle there. So Raiders can't hang their hat on that. And thank you for tuning in here on NorthfieldLive.com. This has been our Service Master by Hyatt post-game recap. When disaster strikes, demand the yellow van. AJ Reister was doing play-by-play for you. Ethan was running the camera. I've been Joey Hudson.